Hey class, this week we're going to work on Chapter 7, Serial Problem with Kate's Cards. Alright, so looking at this problem, you can see that Kate has a bank reconciliation. And what a bank reconciliation means is that when you look at your balance on the general ledger, like the T accounts you have that say cash, and then you look at the bank statement, they usually don't match up. And the reason is that you oftentimes have some deposits in transit, meaning maybe you went to the bank and deposited some amounts, but they didn't get to the bank in time, and so they show up on your books, but they don't show up on the bank statement yet because it didn't get there in time. It'll show up next month. So that's why there's one issue, is because of the deposits in transit, and then you have other issues like outstanding checks. These are, if you write a check to somebody, I know they don't write checks as much as they used to, but these things still happen. And let's say you wrote a check to someone and you sent it to them, but they haven't cashed it yet. So you know about it. It's inside your book balance. It's already there. But the bank doesn't know about it because let's say you wrote check 2351 and the person's still got it in their desk. Since the bank doesn't know about it, you have to put it here so that way you can account for it. So we're going to account for the deposits and transits and the outstanding checks. There's also some other things that you didn't know about. You didn't realize the bank's service charge was going to be $60. So when you get the bank statement in, you realized it, you put that there. And then that accounts for it on your side because you didn't know about it. Basically, we're putting in what you don't know about and what the bank doesn't know about. This is everything we knew about before, and then we're adding new things we just learned. This is everything the bank knew about, and we're adding things that the bank didn't know about. All right, and then there's an unrecorded credit. So somebody paid you by sending the money straight to the bank, but you didn't know about it, so now you're going to record that. And so when you put everything in, the idea for bank reconciliation is things reconcile. So this looks pretty good at first glance, but then when you look further, Kate smelled a problem. Bank reconciliation showed checks that hadn't cleared in 10 months. That's a definite something we have to check into. And then there was a check that was put for the wrong amount. So here's what I did. First of all, practice this in the homework, read through the chapter on the bank reconciliations. But I have the template, so open the template. So the template will be blank for you. I provided you with some check figures, but the template will be blank for you. And what I did was I just put in everything as it looked already. So I just made it look like this. And everything should equal 9633. So I put everything in, and it came out to 9633.89 for the book side, and then it came out to slightly off, $200 off for the bank side. And I realized that these amounts here add up to be $2,648.20. And here it says $2,448.20. So there's an error here. So we found one error. And then go ahead and put in the other things. Fix the check that was for the wrong amount. It says that check 2353 should be 1658.32. So fix that amount. Put in the new checks that are still outstanding. So these checks here. Fix the credit. It shouldn't be subtracting, it should be adding. And then when you do all this, you'll notice that the book side will have one amount and the bank side will have another amount. And so that difference is what we're interested in. It's what we think could be stolen. So what you'll turn in is the bank reconciliation with everything put in correctly. And then here you'll put the amount per books that it came out to and the new amount per bank, and you'll see the difference here, and the difference is going to be the amount that you're going to try to figure out. When you come over here, this is where you're going to explain the error in part B. So put in all the errors, and they should add up to $5,000. So put the errors in, that the checks that were wrong, the credit that was put to subtract instead of add, put all those things in, and you should get this to $5,000, and that explains the issue. Now, did the cashier steal it? That's a good question. We definitely have more questions than answers at the end of this. You can't go around, accusing someone of stealing just because a bank reconciliation is off. But we do know there's some serious issues with the business and the way they're doing their their policy, having cashiers do bank reconciliations, is first of all a no-no. And so in part C, that's where you have to go in and kind of give your suggestions below for what needs to be done. Make sure you do your own work. If something is copied from somewhere else, the plagiarism checkers pick that up really quick. Make sure that your work is clear and understandable, and always make sure your spelling and grammar are correct. So just one chapter. Good luck.